This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Hello and welcome to Art Attack, the big art show that uses a lot of paper. Look at all this scrap I've collected. Well, don't throw it away. Use it, I say. Now, let's see what we've got here. Yes, that's good. That's good. And that is perfect. Come and have a look at this. Now, you need a piece of scrap paper big enough to screw up into a ball in the palm of your hand. And I think black paper works best for this. And there it is, a fantastic scrap paper ball. No, I'm only kidding. Put that to one side. Then you need a piece of paper that's roughly 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Doesn't have to be perfect, though. Screw it up. Doesn't matter if it tears a bit. All adds to the effect. And there it is, or whatever you want to call it, really. Put it to one side. Then you need some PVA glue. Now, it's the squidgy bottle type of glue, the school glue, and you dip your whatever it's called into the glue. And you get the ball that you made, and you notice in the ball here are loads of cracks where you've screwed it together. Well, you just insert this, whatever you want to call it, into the ball, bend it down a little bit, and then take another one, dip that into the PVA glue. It has to be PVA glue, you'll see why in a minute. And put that into the crack. And you can do as many of these as you like, but I find 6 works best. And when you've done 6, put it to one side. It will look something like that. Now we need some white scrap paper. Screw it up into a very tight ball. There it is. I'm pressing it together there with my fingers. And I've got another one there. And a piece of red will do nicely for what I want. I'm just going to cut it roughly into an oval shape. Again, it's not a perfect oval, but that'll do for what I want. Black felt tip pen, and just draw a dot on the edge. There, and again, another dot on that side. And then back to the good old PVA glue. I use this quite a lot. It's my favourite glue, this. Gives a real good finish. Then you just stick that onto the top. The original piece. And again in there. Creating, whatever you want to call it, really. And again this. And just slap it in there. In one of the cracks. And there it is. And then the sloppy bit. It wouldn't be Art Attack without a sloppy bit, would it? Loads of PVA glue all over the back. Go over it completely. Cover all these side bits down there. And even go over these bits that you've just done here. And let's face it, it looks a bit of a mess at the moment. But I promise, if you leave it to dry overnight, the next day, it will look something like this. Look at that. The PVA has gone hard, shiny, and rather shell-like. It could look like this, on the other hand, if you make some eyes, glitter around the side there, and some scrap paper teeth. Or if you use greaseproof or tracing paper, it could look something like that. Again, I've made glitter eyes, and a little tongue there. Just turn it around so you can see that. Long piece of paper, and I've curled it around a pencil. And when you're at that stage, just get some cotton, covered in glue at the moment, it's sticking everywhere. Put some sellotape onto it, attach it to the back, and then hang it up in your bedroom and give unwelcome visitors a terrifying scrap attack.
It's amazing, isn't it? Just with scrap paper, PVA glue and a packet of felt tips, you can make something that looks so incredibly lifelike. No! Take it away! I'm an arachnophobe!
tried making a watercolour painting? Not using paint, using water.
That is grand. Just a mop and bucket and plenty of water. Hey, I did a picture of Princess Diana with a water pistol last week. Do you want to see it? Well, it's dried now, hasn't it?
Have you ever noticed the way things look faded the further away they get? For example, this hill is really close and it's a nice rich shade of green. The hill behind me is a bit further away, so it's faded. And the really faded hill is miles away in the distance. Well, it isn't really. These two are stuck together. It just looks like this because it's more faded. That's a good tip to remember when you're making pictures. Come and have a look at this. Now, I've made this picture here of a range of mountains and some trees, but there's something not quite right about it. Now, what I want to do is I want to make these mountains look like they're behind the trees. So, if I take the trees away, bring in some tracing paper, put the tracing paper over the mountains to fade them, then put the trees back. Ah, now that's better. Look at that. I'm even going to put my house in there. Yeah, I wish I lived there. Now, that's looking much better. But what happens if you fade the trees and the house? Well, there's another sheet of tracing paper. Put that over. And there the trees are now faded, as is the house, and the mountains have gone even further into the distance. Now, if I bring a wall and a gate down here in the foreground, now that completes the picture. So you've got a nice, strong black down here in the foreground. You've got faded trees and house in the middle distance. And way off into the distance, you've got a very faded set of mountains. Now, that's good. The picture's now got depth, and it's got very long distance in it. But this also works over short distance. Let me just get rid of that. Now, here I've drawn a picture of a car. Now, the car's coming towards you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in charcoal a picture of a car. Just cut it in there. Blow off the excess charcoal. and fade it. And it's just rubbing it with my fingers. It makes it look as if that car is in the distance. Now watch what happens if I do a car that's a stronger colour, or a stronger grey, in other words, black, than the middle car. There we go, just a rough picture. The car, there it is, colour it in. It's a long time since I've seen a car look like this. And just round the edges off a little bit. Now that's nice and strong. You can even see the back windows there. And it looks like that car is in the lead, that one's behind it, and that one is in the distance. Now, look what happens when I put another colour on it. The faded car, you can hardly see them at all. The one in the middle, you can see them a bit better. It's a bit stronger. You can just about see the indicator lights there. But the car that's nearer to you, well, put loads of chalk on there. Create the effect of headlights. That's it. And put, just blow it off. Headlights in. And there it is. You've got that car winning, that car second, because it's a bit more faded, and the really faded car is way off in the distance. Good tip to remember that. Things look faded the further away they are. Try it yourself.
I think I've got that. Things seem to fade as they get further away from you. What's that? A green piece of paper, a long way away.
My name's Michiko. It's Mexican style on my t-shirt. I did it by Gun King.
My name's Gemma. These are my glasses. I gunked them. My name's Laura. This is my flower design made out of blinds.
Brilliant graphic designs from Bedgebury School and a good art attack, just using lines. Try it yourself. Give yourself a graphic design line attack, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!